In this video, I'm going to show you one of very few legit ways to make money if you are broke in your 20s. And yes, this is beginner friendly. And this is specifically for all the overachievers out there who want more out of life. We're replacing the traditional education system by writing our own lives. That's my mission. That's what we're doing. And that's what I'm here to do. Now, no, you don't need any business experience to do this. You don't need any startup capital to do this. And you definitely do not need a degree. That's the whole purpose of this. The things that you do need, though, are Wi-Fi. You do need Wi-Fi, not your own Wi-Fi. If you don't have Wi-Fi at home, you can go to cafes and steal their Wi-Fi, and a willingness to work really fucking hard. Like, gently and seriously, that's all that you need. Wi-Fi and willingness to work really fucking hard. Your dedication and the willingness of you wanting this is gonna dictate how successful you become. So why listen to me just real quick? I've helped people make $60,000, $61,203 online in 29 days, and 28 days, $50,000. I've had successful clients and students. I've made money on like obviously myself because these guys pay me money when I help them make money. But I'm not here to flex any results on you or my lifestyle or whatever. I'm just letting you know that I do know what I'm talking about. And also, I want you to use some common sense as well. You're most likely not going to become rich overnight. You're most likely not going to make $61,000 in 29 days. You still need to put in the work. It took me 19 months to hit my first 10K month. I thought it would happen in 30 days, and that's probably why it took me longer than it should. It should not take you 19 months to make 10K unless you tell yourself it's gonna take you 30 days, exactly like I did. And then I was, well, I guess like sad that I didn't make money in 30 days. I didn't become a millionaire in whatever, in 6 months, in 12 months, I thought I would be. All of these crazy, like almost unrealistic goals. And it's not that it's impossible. Physically, it is possible to make $10,000 a month. You need to make 300 and I guess like $30 a day, but it's most likely not going to happen. Everyone starts from different places. So if you can't sit still now, stop scrolling, texting, or whatever, and watch a simple video that could change your life, then you've already lost, bro. And if you're one of those complaining, whiny guys who always blame others for their own life, and then please leave this video, fix that first, and then start consuming knowledge again. Now, what you will learn after watching this video is three main things. How you can start a business online as a complete beginner following 4 simple steps. How to get 80% closer to your goal of financial freedom with one single shift. How to then go out there and land your first client in 30 days. And just real quick, if you want a quicker route and get to spend an hour a week with a 6-figure entrepreneur, if you didn't guess, that was me, for free every single week, then I want to invite you to our new and free community where we help you make your first dollar online in 30 days using AI. Just click the first link below this video to request access. We will review and I'll let you know if you're accepted or not. And that's it. Now let's get started to the video. Secret number 1, how you can start a business online as a complete beginner following 4 simple steps. Because right now, starting a business must feel like this big impossible task for you. And how do I know this? Because I've been in your shoes. Without turning this into a sad story, me and my family were forced to flee a war and start over from zero in a different continent. Not a different country, a different continent. So I've been broke, and my parents are no business geniuses. I love them, but they're just normal people, right? So I know how overwhelmed you are and frustrated you are with your family's financial situation. Maybe you keep hearing your parents argue over money. And now let me tell you, this is super simple. Like, this is the most simple breakdown of how to make money in this world. Okay? This is like an equation. This is a formula. Every business follows this exact formula. I guarantee you, no other business, like there is no business. If you don't have these 4 things, you just do not have a business. And super simple to build one these days online following the same principles of any other business whatsoever. And I mean like including Facebook, Uber, Airbnb, whatever business you're familiar with, like Google, like all of these businesses follow this formula. And I'm going to show you how you can follow the same formula to make $10,000 plus per month online, or however much money you want to make. These are the 4 things. You need a niche, you need a problem, a solution, and an offer. And now let me explain each and one of these for you in depth. I didn't want to write a bunch of text because I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want to explain each and one of these things really simply, I guess, like break it down, take it back to first principle. So a niche, if you don't know what a niche is, it's basically an avatar. It's basically a group of people who have something in common. A niche could, for example, be um, a niche could be, for example, Barcelona football fans. They all have one thing in common. It's that they support Barcelona. A niche could be, for example, restaurants, but that's like too broad of a niche. So a niche within that niche would be steakhouse restaurants, right? And then you could also go like one step further and be like a niche within that niche of steakhouse restaurants. There are steakhouse restaurants that have been running for 10 plus years. So that's what a niche. A niche is something, someone, uh, a group of people or businesses that have something in common. It can be businesses, it can be uh, people as well. So, for example, people could be um, retired military men who've been in the military and now they have retired. That's not a business. That's a group of people, but they're people, just regular people. They don't run businesses. That could be a niche. I'm going to tell you why we need a niche. And then we have businesses, for example, the steakhouse restaurants, or for example, agency owners or coaches or gyms or martial art gyms. These are like, there are a bunch of niches, probably like 10,000 plus niches out there in the world. You can just ask Google, hello, give me a list of 4,000 niches, and that's it. So why do we need a niche? Now that we know what a niche is, why do we need one? Because to then build a business, we need to know who we're talking to, who we're helping, who we're gonna provide a solution to. Like you can't provide a solution to ex-military men the same solution as to steakhouse that have been existing for 10 plus years, because ex-military men do not need a marketing service, for example, but steakhouse restaurants who've been there for 10 years might do. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Obviously you need to pick one, and if you pick restaurants and steakhouse restaurants, and then also let's say you pick, I don't know, fast food restaurants, then you like the solution to a fast food restaurant might not be the same as the steakhouse restaurants because of multiple reasons. So therefore, again, you need to pick one niche, and that's going to streamline your whole business. And the bigger you grow, the more you grow, and the more customers you want to take on in the future, you can obviously expand on that niche and maybe go to, I don't know, like other barbecue restaurants from your steakhouse niche. This is just an example. I don't know if the steakhouse niche is a good example. I've never worked in that niche, so I'm just giving you examples here. Now, how can you pick a niche? Just literally pick a niche that you have some form of interest in, some form of, I guess, experience in, maybe, and just pick a niche. Like, literally, just go out there. It should take you like an hour, maybe. Pick a niche, research that niche, make sure that they do have the coming point, which is super important. They need to have a problem. They need to have a painful problem as well. And so, what I mean by that is, let's say, again, steakhouse restaurants. Let's say they have a problem. The problem is it takes them an hour to do the dishes every day. If that's not a painful problem that restaurants owners face, even though it's a problem, they're not going to be willing to pay for it. Or if they are, then they're not going to be willing to pay a lot for it. And obviously, we want to charge as much as possible because that means we make as much as possible. We want to solve huge, big, painful problems. That's what we want to do within for that very specific niche. So pick a niche and then research that niche to see what problems they have. If you are not finding a big, painful problem within a niche, then change niche and look for another one. It's that simple. That means your niche is not valid. Okay? I hope this is not confusing. You need to pick a niche, an avatar, a group of people to go out for and research, get to know. You need, as the more you know about them, the better. I have a 31 or 38 page document about my niche, about you. I have a 38-page document about you, your problems, your obstacles, your traumas, your habits, your routines, where you hang out, what you watch, what you don't watch, what you like, what you don't like, your traits, your thoughts. I know everything about you. And that's the reasons why I can create a video like this, because I know everything about you. So that's how I created the headline for this video, right? The topic, the idea for this video was because of my document. And I know you have a huge painful problem because you want to, like, you're either broke or You have been broke in the past and you want to make money and you want to change the trajectory of your life and your family's life to make sure that your future family never ever has to go through what you had to go through. How do I know this? How do I know this? Because I've done my research about a niche. You are the niche. For you, like you are not a business, you are a person. So again, the niche doesn't always have to be business. You are my niche, and you're a person, and you have a very big, painful problem. And now I'm going to give you the solution. The solution is obviously working with me. I have my students, my mentees, I mentor them and I help them build businesses and make money and become financially free because that's what I did. But I'm also giving you a mini solution here in this video because, well, this is again what I do. You are my people. You are me. And that's just the benefit of obviously that I know so much about you because I know me. I've been living with myself now for 22 years. That's the third point. You need a solution to this very specific and big painful problem. And the better your solution is, the more money you're going to make, the more money you're going to charge, the more money you're going to make and charge in the long run, about like 5, 10 years from now. Only those who have good solutions will stick. If you're just, I don't know, like giving some random solution to people, then it's not going to be sustainable. Your business, you're going to go out of business. That's it. After a certain period of time, whether that's 6 months, 3 months, 9 months, 12 months, a year or two, it's not. It's you're going to struggle. That's it. All right, cool. So you have a niche now. You have a problem within that niche. How do you know the problem within the niche? You need to do your niche research. Use AI. Use ChatGPT. Use this tool specifically. This one is so good. It's called Manas AI. This one is very like this one does good research. You can tell it, I want you to do deep research about steakhouse restaurants in I don't know where in Chicago, right? And it will do that. It will do exactly that. And then you will have a problem. Pick a problem. Maybe they have a marketing problem. Maybe they have a delivery problem. Maybe they have a cleaning problem, right? Like you can start, and your solution could be Facebook ads for marketing problems. Your solution could be fast motorcycle delivery. Your solution could obviously be cleaning if the problem is cleaning, or like um, 224, or like a robot cleaner, right? If you have an idea or you know someone who sells robot cleaners, you could produces them. You could literally just sell a robot cleaner to this business if you know that's a huge painful problem. Do you see now how you have a business? You have a niche, steakhouse restaurants. Cool. They have a huge, massive problem. It's called cleaning. They need to clean constantly. They pay thousands of dollars every week to employees to make sure that the restaurant is always clean. It takes them a lot of time to manage these people. It's hard to find them. They're unreliable and they are inconsistent. I'm coming up with shit right now. I don't know if this is true. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. So you offer them a service, a solution to that problem. And the solution could be a robot cleaner. The solution could be that you go out there and you clean for yourself and you guarantee some form of delivery, right? Like if you are not satisfied with the cleaning, I will like do not pay me. I will give you a full refund. And that's exactly what the offer is. I just accidentally told you about the offer. With offer, I don't mean a discount. I don't mean your price. I don't mean how they pay you. The offer is the outcome. So this is how you write your offer. Your offer is just one sentence, and the better your offer is, the more people will pick you over your competitors. So you want to position yourself correctly in the market, right? So let's say you're in the market of steakhouse restaurants. So you can say something like, I help steakhouse restaurants in Chicago. I don't know how to spell it, whatever. Restaurants. I guess that's spelled correctly. To, I guess, to fix issue, to go from, to save thousands of dollars. The more specific you are, the better. Obviously, I know nothing about this niche. So, to save thousands of dollars per week on salaries by installing my robo cleaner. Uh, Boom, that's my offer, right? I help steakhouse restaurants in Chicago save thousands of dollars per week on salaries by installing my robo cleaner. That's my offer. Okay. Maybe this is a shitty offer. Maybe this is a good offer. I have no idea. I don't know anything about this niche. But basically, I'd say I help Avatar, I help niche, save thousands of dollars per week on salaries. If that's the problem I know they're facing, then that's the problem I'm going to tell them that I'm going to solve by installing my robo cleaner. That's my solution. That's my offer. This is what I mean with an offer. If I ask you, what's your offer? This is your offer. I'm not asking you about how huge of a discount you have in, I don't know, for Christmas. And that's it. Like this is how any and every business started. Okay. Tesla, I guess. Let's go with Tesla. Niche car industry, I guess you could call it, or the niche is car enthusiast. They started with a super, what do you call it? Super luxurious car. So their niche was probably people who make 6, 7 figures a year, and not the average person. That was their niche when they started. Now they've branched out. Now they have a bigger market. They have more than one niche. But the niche was people who were interested in cars who make 6 to 7 plus figures a year. So above average income households. Cool. The problem was that they were trying to solve is people wanted to buy cars that were more environmental friendly. They had values connected with the environment. One of their biggest values, their niche's values, is to take care of the environment. That's a huge, huge, painful problem for a very specific type of person. Now, the solution is a super fancy car that is super, I guess, whatever. I'm not a huge Tesla fan, doesn't matter. A fancy car that runs on electricity to save the environment. And that's the offer. I help environment enthusiasts, I guess you could call them. Um, yeah, I help environment enthusiasts save on carbon, whatever it's called, by driving electric cars 24/7. Like something like that. That was probably a shitty offer. That's Tesla. That was a horrible example, but I hope it makes sense as an example, right? I can give you my example. You're my niche. So young guys, overachieving guys. That's my niche. And I'm not gonna go too deep into why that's my niche, right? Problem, you have a problem, you're either broke or you want to change the trajectory. You want to make money. That's your problem. And the solution is, for example, this video. This video is just one smaller solution, but my solution, for example, is a full program where I help you start a business. I teach you all the business foundations. I shift your beliefs and your mindset to make sure that you're thinking and acting like an entrepreneur. I help you do your niche research. I help you find a problem and validate the problem. I help you build a solution. I help you build an offer. I help you land your first client. I help you close your first deal. I help you automate and hire, and you get to speak to me on a daily and weekly basis, etc. That's my solution, okay? But I wouldn't tell you all of that as my offer. If anyone would ask me, what's your offer? I'll be like, I help young, overachieving guys. Sorry. So yeah, I help, boom, niche. That's you. That's my niche. And the problem is, I guess, help you make money, right? I help young, overachieving guys achieve financial freedom. That's what you want. I know that, right? By starting an AIMA. That's the solution. That's my program. I call it an AIMA. And that's my offer, right? I can tell you that it's going to take you 90 days. That's how long my program is to make the offer, I guess, more tangible. I can tell you that you can make 10K per month in 90 days. That's how long my program is. That's the outcome you're looking for, $10,000 per month. You would be financially free. And that's it. And now I hope this made sense for you. And if you still haven't, you can get access and request access to our new and free community where we help you make your first dollar online in 30 days by landing you an AI client. It's completely free, it's new, so just click the link down below. And the reason why I do this is because you are me. I want to help you out. I'm building a movement here. And if I help you land your first client, obviously you're going to like me, you're going to work with me a lot more. So that's the win-win situation. I have nothing to hide. That's my intention. So click the first link below this video to request access. We will review and make sure you're not a bot, and then let you know if you're accepted or not. It's 12 full modules on the exact step-by-step process you need to follow to land your first client. And no, you don't need any tech, or I don't know, you don't need any tech skills for this, right? Just because I said AI, a lot of people think that they need tech experience. I'm no tech person. This works. Cool. Step number 2, how to get 80% closer to your goals, to your goal of financial freedom with one single shift. I want to ask you a question. What is currently stopping you or holding you back from being successful and financially free? I want you to list your answers now. You don't have to write them down. You can just tell yourself your answer. Okay, I want you to list your answers. I hope you've been thinking about your answers. If you need to pause my voice for a few seconds, then do that. But now let me guess what your answers were. You were probably saying something like, I was not born rich. My dad does not support my entrepreneurial journey. My mom wants me to become a doctor. I don't have the genetics for it. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the time. I don't have the education for it. I guess these were your answers, right? And they are all technically correct. If you don't have the knowledge to start a business, obviously you're not going to start one. You need knowledge. You need something. You need to know what you're going to do, right? That's just how else are you going to do it? If you don't know how to swim, how are you going to swim? You need the knowledge on how to swim to then go out there and apply the knowledge to swimming. And the reason why I know that these were your answers is because I did the exact same thing. I was you, and this is the thing that is currently holding you back from all of your goals. And once you do this, the shift that I'm about to tell you about, you will be the closest you've ever been to everything that you want out there. But if you're not open-minded now and actually willing to hear this, then you just won't get it. Everything in your life is your fault. It sounds super harsh, and I almost get goosebumps by just saying it. And I'm not trying to be mean. Like, I tell this to myself as well. And no, I'm not talking about the war in Ukraine. That's obviously out of your control. I'm talking about everything that is within your control. Okay? Everything in your life is your fault. If you're currently out of shape, if you're currently not in the shape that you want to be in, I've actually been bulking now for the last 12 months or so. I've always been the skinny guy because I wanted to put on some muscles, and I overdid my bulk. I have too much fat now that I'm not happy with. And whose fault is that? Is it my dad's fault because he never, I don't know, he never had a six pack? Is it because he never showed me how to get a six pack? Is it my mom's fault because she cooks food that I guess doesn't get me a six pack? Like, whose fault is it? Is it my fault, or is it that I just don't have the knowledge? No, it's my fault. Because at the end of the day, who controls what I put in my mouth? Who controls how many times I go to the gym? Who controls what I do at the gym? Who controls what I eat? What's in my food, right? All of these things I can control. And maybe you're saying, wait, what? No, I live with my parents. They control what food I should eat. Well, then I want to ask you this question. Is there anyone out there who is currently in this shape, the best shape of their lives, who is also living with his parents? The answer is probably yes. There are 8 billion people out there, so I hope someone is, right? Because I know I have been. I'm just right now out of shape. So it is true. And I'm not out of shape in a way that I don't need to explain that. I'm just saying that you can do this. I've lived with my parents for the majority of my life. I've been traveling now for a year, but no matter what, it's always my decision to decide exactly what I'm going to eat. It's this exact same thing with business. It's the exact same thing with money. If you are blaming the knowledge, if you're blaming your time, then cool, you're never going to be rich. You're never going to be making money. Is that what you want to be true? Just to make yourself feel better, or would you just rather be uncomfortable telling yourself, fuck, it is actually my fault, I can do something about this, and go do something about this? Or do you, like, you can choose, it's your choice, right? I'm not forcing you to watch this 25-minute video. No one is. You're choosing to do this. So again, obviously there are things out there in life that we just cannot control. If it starts raining right now, I just I can't control this. If a storm hits my house right now, I can't control this. What I can control is how I react to that. If I let some rain decide that I'm not going to the gym today, that's my fault. It's not the rain's fault. I can complain and I can tell myself to make myself feel better that, oh, you didn't go gym today because it was raining outside. I'm just lying to myself. I could literally just walk to the gym with an umbrella. That's it. Everything is your fault. If you don't have the knowledge, it's your fault because the knowledge is out there. The knowledge is here on YouTube. The knowledge is on ChatGPT. The knowledge is out there. You can get the knowledge. It's in books. All these books that I've read, all the courses, mentorships, they're true. You're labeling them as scam to protect yourself. And then, I don't know. Have you ever been scammed? And if you have, it's your fault. It's your fault that you were scammed. Okay? Is it your fault that there are scammers out there? No. Is it your fault that you're letting scammers get in the way of you making money online, becoming financially free? Yes. I'm not gonna spend more time on this topic. I should, but I have like a 2-hour video about this inside of my course, inside of my mentorship. So I'm not gonna talk about this for 2 hours now. Cool. Let's move on to step number 3, which is how to then go out there and land your first client in 30 days, because now you have your first 4 principles to create a business, right? Now you're blaming yourself, so you're ready to take action. Now, how do you take action? So let's say you have a niche, you have a problem, you have a solution, and you have an offer. How do you go out there now and make money? And most people have probably stopped watching by now because they got distracted, they're lazy, and they're just not willing to do any work. But if you're still here, I mean, congrats, you're a fucking G. The funny thing is, the work has not even started yet. Like, that was just the easy part. And if you weren't able to listen to 27 minutes of how to make money, you're obviously not going to make money. And I don't have flashy edits, and I do that on purpose because I don't want short dopamine addicted people. I don't want the TikTok scrollers. And I hope you're not watching TikTok now too much. All right, cool. Now we're going to talk about the real work. And now that you know everything is your fault and you know exactly how you can create a business and what you need to have a business, we can take action and do the things that are going to get us to our goals. And this is a quick, short story about how I got my first client. I had invested $2,000, got into debt to invest $2,000 into mentorship because I was broke, right? I didn't have any money to invest into the program, so I did it. And I was still in high school, last year of high school. I was sitting in my class, like in the back of my classroom, watching the videos, trying to reach out to businesses, text, call, email, doing the same thing while commuting back and forth from school to home. That's what I was doing. I was trying to reach out to businesses to sell them my solution that I have learned and like the solution I was promising them. The thing is, these businesses did not know me. They didn't give a fuck. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It could probably work. Again, I was just not blaming myself enough back then. Even though after I invested into myself, I wasn't taught to like blame everything on myself. To some degree, I was. That's not the topic. And then 3-4 weeks passed by, and I'm stressed as fuck because again, I was $2,000 now in debt. I took a loan on my dad's name without him actually agreeing on it. My older brother helped me do that because he knew and he saw how much I was trying to make money online, right? So I just had to make this work. And one day, I was really stressed. One day, we were at my house, and my older brother had invited over his friends. 2 friends, they're twins, and we were just sitting in the living room, right? I was being polite, as you are supposed to be, sitting in the living room and I guess entertaining the guests. And my brother starts talking about this mentorship that I invested in, learned like of me learning how to do marketing and whatever. They were like, "Oh, our marketing guy sucks. They used to run a gym close to our house." And I was like, "Oh, how much do you pay him?" And they were like, $500 a month. I was like, "Oh, I can do your marketing for you." He was like, "How much do you want?" I was like, 600. I had no idea why I said 600. I just said a number because I just actually didn't know what number to say. And it was super cheap, by the way. Like, no one sells that type of service for $600. They were like, "Oh, cool. If you're that good and you only want 600 instead of 500, yeah, we can do that." And I was like, "Sick." Boom, I got my first client. They didn't want to sign the contract. They didn't want to do anything because they knew me and my brother. And why am I telling you this story? That's literally how I landed my first client ever. You could call me lucky if you want. I guess it was luck. I don't care. That's not the point. The point is that this is actually reverse engineerable, if that's a word. You can reverse engineer this, and that's what I did for my mentees. This is how I teach all of my mentees to land their first client, is to use your network. Like, I never asked my brother, I never asked my mom, I never asked my dad, I never asked my cousins, siblings, whatever, about potential gym owners, that, like, about my niche, the niche that I had chosen to then go out there and solve a problem for. So what I want you to do is go in your phone list, open up your phone. My phone is not here on purpose because I want to be focused on this, right? Open up your phone, go to your phone app and scroll, like, go through each and every contact and ask yourself, does this person fit my niche? Does he have a problem that I can solve? Does he have the problem that I can solve? And just, if the answer is yes, call them, text them, email them, do all three, right? Then you go on Instagram, do the same thing to all of your followers, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever social media platform you're on. And then you go to Reddit groups, then you go to Facebook groups, then you go to LinkedIn groups. And now you're probably thinking, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's so much work to do. I guess, welcome to real life. Welcome to business. Who the fuck said this would be easy? It took me 19 months to make my first 10K per month online. And, like, to put it in perspective, yes, it's 19 months, but also, how many years is that? It's less than 2 years. It's almost 1.5 years. 1 year and 7 months. Some people study for 7 years to become a doctor and not make 10K a month. Some people study for 3 years to become a I don't know what, and they definitely do not make 10K a month. They make like 3, 4, maybe $1,000 a month. So to put in perspective, it's still fast. I'm 22 and I've been making 10K a month now for the last 2 years almost. So, like, I'm not saying this to brag, but I mean, like, that's what it takes. And for me, it's obvious. The choice is obvious. So I hope it is for you. And this is exactly how you can reverse engineer my process of how I got my first client to get your first client by leveraging your network before starting to reach out to strangers. Okay? And now, one last thing. You have 3 options. Do nothing. Pretend you never watched this. Try doing this on your own, all of these steps that I just showed you, or you can literally just join a free community where we help you do, like, free community. You get to spend 1 hour with me every week, live streams and everything. Ask me any question, share your screen. I will help you. I don't know if you'll be able to share your screen. Depends on how many people joins the live stream. And if you're qualified enough, then maybe we can offer you a spot for a one-on-one mentorship, but it's not an option as of right now. So click the link below if you want to make money online and change your life forever. Request access to our community, answer the questionnaire, and we will see you inside.